everyone, Drew England here today from Nineline to present another configuration video which will allow users to enable single sign-on for the Nineline portal. With SSO implemented, users will leverage existing enterprise credentials and conditional access policies across Nineline service, allowing users to quickly access Nineline services without having to reauthenticate. So prior to proceeding, you should be able to zero-lace 911 and 933 calls. You should also be experienced with configuring SAML 2.0 based SSO. Nineline has completed testing on Azure Active Directory as an enterprise application and Active Directory Federation services based on Windows Server 2016. The steps in this guide cover Azure Active Directory integration as an example of configuring the identity provider. If you wish to integrate another SAML 2.0 compliant IDP, please reach out to your Nineline account team. So getting started here, you must obtain the organization ID from the Nineline portal to configure SSO in your enterprise IDP. In the next few steps, we'll talk about how to obtain your org ID. So first, log into the Nineline portal as a user with at least organization admin privileges. Then click Management and Organizations. The Organization Settings window will open. Then click the Edit option to open the Organization Settings window, and then toggle the Single Sign-On slider button to On. Observe that the window will expand with new fields. We will not configure these fields at this time. Obtain the relay URL by clicking the copy button to the right of the URL, and then click Cancel to close the Organization Settings window. So now we'll configure the Nineline SP and Azure AD IDP. So log into Azure, navigate to Azure AD, and then click Enterprise Applications. Click New Application and click Create Your Own Application. Enter a descriptive name such as Nineline SSO, and then click Create. Click Single Sign-On under the Manage section heading, and then click the SAML button. Click the Edit pencil icon to edit basic SAML configuration settings. And then for the entity ID, click Add Identifier and enter the data as follows, and that's https://portal.nineline911.com. And then for the reply URL, enter the value exactly as presented in the Nineline portal and noted earlier. Note the host name is API while other settings use portal. And then enter the single sign-on URL. And that's going to be https://portal.nineline911.com/login. And then enter the logout URL. And that's https://portal.nineline911.com/portal.nineline911.com/logout. And then click Save. Click I'll test it later, as the Nineline configuration must be added before you test. And then click the download link for the certificate under section 3, SAML certificates. Copy the values for login URL, Azure AD identifier, and logout URL for later use. And then click Users and Groups and add users or groups to the application so they may log into the Nineline portal using SSO. So now we'll configure the IDP settings in the Nineline portal. Return to the Nineline portal and edit your organization by toggling the single sign-on slider to the On position. For the identity provider dropdown, select the Azure Active Directory. Then for the binding dropdown, select HTTP redirect. And then enter the values previously stored when configuring the app in Azure AD. For domain, enter the domain used in the user principal name or UPN of your users. For example, joe@acme.com would require you to use acme.com. For the sign-in URL, copy and paste the login URL from the Azure portal. And then for the sign-out URL, copy and paste the logout URL. For the SP entity ID, enter https://portal.nineline911.com. And then for IDP entity ID, copy and paste the Azure AD identifier. Upload the certificate previously downloaded from Azure, and then click Update to save settings and take note of the success message at the bottom right-hand corner. Alright, so now we're ready to place a test operation of the SSO as a user of the Nineline portal. This is easily accomplished by launching a new private or incognito session in your browser to test. So first, navigate to the 9line portal, click the Login with SSO button, and then enter your full username such as joe@acme.com like we mentioned earlier. Click Login with SSO, and then proceed with authenticating against your IDP and ensure you are able to log into the dashboard. Alright, so now we'll look at some troubleshooting if you receive an error when logging in. So you need to confirm the following. 1, the email address you're attempting to log in with has a user account with email created in the organization in the 9line portal. Number 2, the email address you're attempting to log in is logged out of any Microsoft portal such as Azure Office, where they are logged in with a competing email. And then number 3, lastly, try incognito or private browsing. If this works, consider performing a hard reset of your browser. If you're still not successful, please reach out to 9line via our help desk or https://support.9line911.com. And then please include as much relevant information as possible without sharing privileged information. And then we'll notify our end users. And because the login flow for SSO is different from the regular login flow using an email and password, it is important that you communicate the change prior to activating any SSO feature in your organization. Alright, that's going to do it for this single sign-on configuration video. And we're proud to include this with all of our integrations now, as it allows organizations to control an elevated level of security for their end users while increasing ease of access. With that in mind, data breaches can often occur when users are required to have multiple accounts using only password-based authentication across a suite of products. They often create simple, easy to remember passwords, and that opens your organization to potential abuse. And although 9line service began with requiring users to create different passwords, we also believe that your security is paramount, and that allowed us to recognize the value of single sign-on. With that said, 9line is the industry's first 911 solution provider to offer SSO. And when integrating with 9line via single sign-on, we can help protect your organization's use of our service, which allows the alignment of your corporate authentication policies with our service. So for more information, please reach out to a 9line representative or visit 9line911.com to get started with single sign-on. Thanks, everybody.